All right, looks like we're live and in effect. Wonderful day. Beautiful, blessed day, everybody. I thought I'd jump on here today and talk about inner speech. One of my favorite things to reference and to help you out with. Inner speech calls events into existence. Our inner speech is so powerful. Um, it's basically what are we telling ourselves every day? And I know inner speech is a lot of us tell ourselves things even unconsciously every day, over and over for years and years and years, and never really stop to open up and figure out, I've been saying that. And this is how I've been thinking internally. So I wanted to share this to help you. Of course, any of this resonates with you, anything speaks to you, always reach out. I don't mind talking to you more deeply about this and how to really apply it to your life. And I apply it as well. Sometimes we allow the outside world to shape our thoughts, and it's so easy for it to happen because that's how we've been conditioned to interact with our environment, right? We see things and we believe that that's the way it is, or that's the way it's always going to be, or that's the way that is. Like you look at it, oh, it's always like that, right? So, inner speech calls events into existence. Now, what is your inner speech? Now, I'm going to share a little bit of my reading, which is so beautiful, beautifully written. But I think that you'll really connect to this. And, always here to help you, but also broaden your mindset so you can just use this right away. Right. So I was talking to somebody, they've been basically, studying themselves, learning more about themselves, for a while. And I know for a fact the information, this type of material revisits them because they seek growth, they seek more out of life. And, doing this on a professional level and not, by yourself or just looking at a bunch of material, it's different when you're going through it with somebody that really wants you to win, right? Or grow into the version of yourself that you want to be. So let me share a little bit of this. You may want to take some notes because this is extremely powerful. All right. So the circumstances and conditions of life are outpictured inner talking, solidified sound. Inner speech calls events into existence, and every event is the creative sound that is its life and being. All that a man believes and consents to as true reveals itself in his inner speech. It is his word, his life. So, what does that mean? Well, all that a man believes and consents to as true reveals itself in his inner speech. So, belief is the foundation. Belief. What do you believe is for you? What do you believe yourself to be? What do you believe that you can achieve? Belief actually is a common denominator in many doctrines, books, spiritual, you name it. Belief is a foundation of almost anything. So notice if you don't believe it, you won't have it in your inner speech. But you can believe the opposite. You can believe that it's not for you. You can believe that you're not enough. You can believe that it'll take a long time. You can believe you don't have the time. You don't have the money. You don't have the confidence. That's your inner speech talking. That's your belief system. But why do you believe this? A lot of times we believe these things because other people have conditioned us in different ways. We believe things because we let certain things that go in our ears affect us emotionally. I I've lived this. I let so many things affect me emotionally and wasn't aware of it. Okay. So that's why I love sharing this. All right. So here it goes. Here's some more. Try to notice what you're saying in yourself at this moment. To what thoughts and feelings you are consenting. See, what are you focusing on? Where's your mind going? Of course, what you focus on, you're putting energy into. Are you putting energy into the things you don't want? Most people do, or the things that you do want. Okay. So I'll read that again. Try to notice what you're saying in yourself at this moment. To what thoughts and feelings you are consenting. They will be perfectly woven into your tapestry of life. To change your life, you must change your inner talking. For life, said Hermes, is the union of word and mind. When imagination matches your inner speech to fulfill desire, there will then be a straight path in yourself from within out, and the without will instantly reflect the within for you, and you will know reality is only actualized inner talking. Yeah, that part right there is insane because what it's talking about the union of word and mind. So the union between the two. You keep telling yourself, I can do that. I can do that. I will. I said that today. I woke up super early. My daughter wanted me to turn on this nightlight at 4 a.m. And, I had to exercise. I do high intensity kickboxing. And today was the hard day. And in my mind, I didn't want to do it because I was already fatigued. I told myself, I can do this. I will do this. Watch me do this. I told myself that. I really did. And I looked at myself in the mirror telling myself that while I worked out. So obviously, well, I wouldn't say obvious. I finished the exercise that I planned to do. I held myself accountable. I told myself that. That was my inner speech, interwoven with word, with the fulfilled desire. I did exactly this. So receive with meekness the inborn word, which is able to save your souls. I love that. James 121. So let me read just a little bit more. Every stage of man's progress is made by the conscious exercise of his imagination, matching his inner speech to his fulfilled desire. So you're imagining your imagination of the fulfilled desire. See, some people don't go here in their mental state, right? So you're matching your inner speech, right? The word. What are you saying to yourself, right? That's your inner speech. No one else can hear this. No one can hear what I say to myself unless I say it on camera, right? What are you saying to yourself constantly, right? But your imagination. Some people don't use their imagination anymore. They do, but as a disservice. So they'll see their imagination and use it in a negative way. Oh, that'll never work. Oh, that'll take too much time. Uh, I'm too old. I'm too young. I don't know enough. I'm not enough. See, this is very destructive words, right? Hung by the Tongue. That's another book, but it talks about how your words have power. And this is the deep power that your words have. So your imagination, you can develop your imagination to extremely high degree. We tend to let it lay dormant after childhood and you go to work, you go to school and whatever. Our imagination is a sacred gift. And it's something that we tend to take for granted. So let me talk a little bit more about this here. Um, and the fulfilled desire is basically whatever you wish for, whatever you hope for, whatever desire that you want to achieve. I send love and healing to every organ of my body. I just read an affirmation there. Oh no. We got solicitors about to knock on the door in the middle of a live. Got to send them love though. Blessings. They only doing what they got to do. So, all right. So let me continue reading here. And my dog's gonna bark like crazy. But it's gonna be funny on camera, so I'm gonna let her bark like crazy. Oh no, they're bringing out segways. I should show this on camera. Here, nah, I messed up my angle. This is so sad. Not even walking. They got segways to go solicit people. Oh, sad. But anyway, um, where are we here? Okay, so every stage of man's progress is made by the conscious exercise of his imagination, matching his inner speech to his fulfilled desire. Because man does not perfectly match them, the results are uncertain. So while they might be perfectly certain, persistent assumption of the wish fulfilled is the means of fulfilling the intention. As we control our inner talking, matching it to our fulfilled desires, we can lay aside all other processes. Then we simply act by clear imagination and intention. We imagine the wish fulfilled and carry on mental conversations from that premise. So the key words here is from that premise, right? So and control our inner talking. Basically, that's awareness of how what you're thinking and what you're saying. So you're matching it to your fulfilled desire. Through controlled inner talking from premises of fulfilled desire, seeming miracles are performed. I love this part. The future becomes the present and reveals itself in our inner speech. The future becomes the present. The future becomes the present with controlled inner talking and reveals itself in our inner speech. To be held by the inner speech of fulfilled desire is to be safely anchored in life. Our lives may seem to be broken by events, but they are never broken so long as we retain the inner speech of fulfilled desire. All happiness depends on the active voluntary use of imagination to construct and inwardly affirm that we are what we want to be. Now, this is kind of higher reading, right? But think about it. All happiness depends on the active voluntary use of imagination. This is why I talk so much about imagination. Everything's created twice. First in the unseen, which is the metaphysical, the non-physical. You can't see it. What you have in your mind, your ideas, your inventions, your dreams, your goals, that is in your imagination. And so are our fears as well. What you fear. What you fear is also in your imagination, right? So all happiness depends on the active voluntary use of your imagination to construct and inwardly affirm this is what's happening. This is what is. This is how it is. There's nothing contradicting what I'm affirming. So when you affirm something, there's there's nothing but that, right? So you have to affirm that we are what we want to be. Now, we match ourselves to our ideals by constantly remembering our aim and identifying ourselves with it. We fuse with our aims by frequently occupying the feeling of our wish fulfilled. This is when you're tapping into visualizing, visioneering. You're tapping into the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Now, you're using your imagination, you're feeling that it's here, you're affirming that it's here, you're telling yourself that's here. And Bob always shared, you know, um, everything's already created. This is where time comes in. We think, things are separate. Everything's already created. It's a dichotomy, right? But you match the frequency. So it's created in one form or another. Everything. The money you want, the life you want, the things you desire that speak to you, it's already there. You're just not matched on the frequency of it. So we match ourselves to our ideals by constantly remembering our aim and identifying ourselves with it. We fuse with our aims by frequently occupying the feeling of our wish fulfilled. It is the frequency, see, the habitual occupancy that is the secret of success. So what you're doing, you're basically, yeah, I'll post it right after this. So basically what you're doing, you're matching the frequency, habitual occupancy. So you're occupying this space, this mental space, this internal speech, this imagination, this vision over and over. This is what's called autosuggestion, right? You're moving at a plane. You're not stepping out of it, right? You're revisiting it over and over. The oftener we do it, the more natural it is. Fancy assembles, continuous imagination fuses. Fancy. Fancy means you're I fancy that. It's like an older term, but it's like you're playing with your imagination, and you should. It's a God-given gift for everybody that watches this. So imagine the wish fulfilled. Go into that space and feel it, and occupy that. Affirm it. This is where you're creating from the inside out. Everything outside of us is a reflection of what we've been thinking. Our current state, our current reality, all of it. So it's very, very, very important to be mindful and aware of our thoughts. I'll stop here, but just finding that particular paragraph, I remember reading that. That was a reading challenge I did for 30 days. And it's very revealing hearing that again, even talking about it, because the outside, we can go right back to our old selves and let every current circumstance dictate how we feel. It's so easy to do, isn't it? Because that's how we grew up. So just to kind of backtrack here, you know, you're fusing your imagination of the wish fulfilled, and you're constantly revisiting that in your mind. But the most important thing is consistency, doing it over and over. Because what happens, the more you don't see certain things, the more you allow certain things to affect the way you feel, you're impressing your subconscious mind, your feeling, your emotional mind, and that affects your vibrational state, which is a primary law. So if you're feeling bad, and you're feeling like a straight loser, or like you don't have enough and you're not where you want to be, that's a you're at a low vibrational state. You want to flip that on the opposite, because remember, this is very clear. I'll share this. Whatever you want, whatever you wish for, whatever you hope for, it doesn't matter what it is, whatever. Spirit made the mountains, made the planets, made the stars, the galaxies, the universe. You think spirit or God can't make what you want? This is just to put it in a perspective. Okay. So it doesn't matter what you want. Um, the point is to create from the inside, and constantly every day go to that space. But like I was mentioning, the most important thing is feeling it. And sometimes it's hard to do that when you don't have it in your physical reality. That's why they say absence of evidence is not evidence of absence, meaning there's things happening without us consciously knowing. You're forming, especially the more you use these gifts, the more you, I wouldn't say listen to me, but the more you tap in with this type of material. I'm just a vessel to share it because I've been always interested in it, and I always love helping people with it. So anyway, I am 3 minutes over my time, but I wanted to share that last part. So I'll post this on all these different platforms I'm on. And I think I have a call soon, and also have some other things to handle business wise. So, as always, reach out to me if I can help you with this information. You're looking for passive residual income to add money to whatever you're doing, your job or whatever, reach out to me as well. And also have a new endeavor that I am, a new business that I'm building now as well for, homeowners and whatnot. So anyway, much love in the solar field. So much love to everybody. Love y'all. Praying for everybody. You know, stay positive. Use your imagination today. Use it tonight. That is your assignment. Use your imagination tonight on the wish fulfilled, and feel good about it, because it's already done in one place or another. You just haven't matched the frequency with it yet. Because if you did, it'll be here, right? But it is here as long as you feel it and you go there in your mind, in your inner speech. Blessings, everybody.